Right, kicking off the race now, internal remedies to resolve the dispute in the Bojanala region of the ANC in the Northwest Province have been exhausted since December last year, but the ANC, NEC and PEC failed to intervene. Well, this is all according to legal counsel Advocate Terry Motau. Motau represented 40 applicants that took the matter to court. The matter is currently being heard in the High Court in Mahikeng. The applicants are asking the court to nullify the outcome of 40 branch general meetings as well as the regional conference that was held in September. They argue illegitimate delegates took part in those meetings and are about to represent the region at the National Elective Conference this weekend. All right, just 2 days away from the NC's elective conference. Let's go back to Professor Sipho Seepe in Pretoria. Prof, the other thing, of course, that we have to deliberate about is the conference. 3 more days to go. A lot of developments within the party in the build-up. Court battles, some of them in court as we speak. What are some of your biggest concerns ahead of the NEC this weekend, Prof?
Well, one of the biggest concerns is this issue of litigation. Depending on how the courts begin to pronounce themselves, if you start having a whole large number of branches who are going to be disqualified because of the manner in which the BGMs were held, then effectively that threatens and also will question the legitimacy of the conference. But most importantly, it will question the legitimacy of the outcome when it comes to issues of elections. Because what the members of the ANC would like to be doing is to say the leader that emerges is the leader who is not advantaged by the courts or who is not advantaged by the improper processes that are there within the ANC. So it will be in the ANC's interest and the NEC to make sure that even in this last leg, they make sure that they try to pull all the people in one roof. But as your report indicates that some of these things have been simmering for almost a year. So I think the danger of the outcome of the conference being threatened by the fact that some can argue or go to court even after the outcome is something that is very real.
But Prof, before even the outcome, look, there's been widespread speculation from analysts that all this chaos before the conference could really spark motions to be raised on the floor at the conference, compelling the conference to be either annulled or redone based on the fact that, of course, we keep hearing that party members feel that their grievances are not being taken seriously unless you come from a certain faction or, you know, influential people to give weight into your complaint. Do you think this could happen? And if it does, how will it then affect the already divided party, Prof?
Well, the party is already divided, and one was hoping that the elective conference will provide members with an opportunity to find each other and to try to resolve those issues, where there will be the delegates or the branches who will be the final arbiters. But when the branches themselves come already tainted, then that resolution that you expect in elections begins to be undermined. And that is the real threat. And yes, you are actually correct that depending on the numbers and the complaints that will emerge, it is very possible that some people would, from the floor, begin to suggest that this conference is illegitimate. They could argue that there have been processes that should have been addressed that were not addressed. And then we might actually end up with what Cyril Ramaphosa called the Festival of Chairs. Because unfortunately, we have reached a stage where the differences have become less political and ideological. They've become more personal.
Absolutely.
And when you have differences that are personal, it is so easy for people to then move to the level of insults and the level of violence. And that is a major concern.
All right, and Prof, before I let you go, a very quick one on outstanding matters now, bearing all of that in mind that the party still needs to address ahead of the conference. Do you think that they still have ample time to do so? I've had analysts all week who think that it's a bit late for the ANC to try and find each other right before this very important conference. What do you think?
Well, if they could be reminded of a simple thing, that they are comrades, And if they can remember one thing, that there is a historic mission that they must prosecute. If they can remember that there's still 2019, and that they have been given a gift that they must protect. It is possible for them to find each other and find a way of accommodation. I think what they have now is the idea of winner takes all is already seen as a non-starter. So what they need to do is to spend as much time. I think the chairpersons of the province must meet to make sure that the outcome accommodates all of them, because they belong to the same organization and they have a historic mission, and that historic mission is being undermined by their own conduct.
Prof, thank you so much for that sound analysis. Political analyst there, Professor Sipho Seepe, joining us from our Pretoria studios, giving us analysis this time on the upcoming NEC. It is time to check out what